I had to come to the bank, do some errands, and did all that. But then I overcooked my veggies, and this is how I think I was supposed to be, but feels a little undercooked for me, so I'm kind of munching on them, and the green peppers, I think they were like in the sauce for like 20 seconds. But anyway, it's good. The food is very good, and it's a good value. Bye for now. Hello everybody, just washed and dried and waxed the S430 here, and I might see a movie. Pools are still there, so a movie might not be a bad idea. If not, I'll just go home and try to write and read and just stay in with the kids. It's a little bit of a one day at a time, but I can do it. Bye for now. Hello, I just saw Fast and whatever number 2,348,000 or whatever the fuck it is. Awful. I came in I think I saw the first 2 or 3, and I realized it's for a completely different demographic. But I saw the first 2 or 3, and they were okay. They were cars at least, and but then I'm like going, I haven't seen, I think, the last 3 or 4. And this is the only one where the timing worked, and I was like going, the cars, and at least a little distraction. And I don't know, is there an award for, maybe an Academy Award for how many vehicles can be destroyed in a single movie? I think this one will win it. I actually thought that the James Bond was ridiculous and over the top, the latest one, and then the John Wick one was just ridiculouser and over the topper. But this just takes the freaking cake. This is just like just as I'm walking out, I'm thinking, Puss N Boots was like a cartoon and supposed to be for kids or whatever. It was 1,000,000 times more realistic than any of this shit, Puss N Boots is like reality, and it's mythology, and it's amazing, and it's a spiritual journey, and it's like a mystical hero, Puss, This shit is just like, it's the worst form of architects. It's the worst form, and all the blowing up and the cars flying and Hello everybody, it's the next day, and look at this. Just look at this. Agita's tail and the baby's fur are like 1 inch apart. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I can't believe it. The other baby is over here. Now, the pull has still been strong. I've actually been, talking about this in an email with my friend, that the reasons why I think and again, without going into a lot of details, but I think she also realized it was because, the inner whatever, it slithered, but it didn't get all of the things that it sort of got used to, because, and again, I don't want to talk more about the details of the binges. And there was a substance that was supposed to show up and didn't show up and stuff like that, so it felt like sort of an incomplete, and it's like the inner whatever is going, let's keep going. But it always wants to keep going. So anyway, but it's been a week, and last night there was a pull, today there was some pull, but it's okay. And my biggest push is after I took the footage, baby got up. So there was some pull today, but I've been doing a lot of journal entries, of course, daily entries, and there are details in there of the pushes and the pulls, and the details I don't include in here. But I finally got back to a little bit of writing, so I just started getting back into. What I do is I paste some of the entries, some of the details into the material, and then I can always edit that out later if I ever get to that point. And then I add some discussion, some thoughts, and some, underlying threads and all of that stuff. And I include some of the emails that I sent, not the ones that people send me, but my own writing, what I describe. And I do, to my friends, I describe a little bit more detail, not a lot, but a little bit more detail than I include in podcasts, So that's what's been happening. And I just started writing, and then I was looking, I mentioned the kids, and I'm looking, where are they? And one's there, and now one's here, and that's still there. So, just really, quite incredible. I'm pretty sure this is Finn, Finn, Lcee, and Agita, who is now taller collaborating your brothers, you know. Hello everybody, here I am in scenic Mississauga, Ontario, at a Pakistani restaurant, a family restaurant, and I'm having vegetable biryani, chicken kebab, and naan. And it's a simple meal and it's really good, you know. I came here once before. I was doing an errand and I accidentally found it. It's the back of really, really hard to find. And I knew where it was, and I still had a lot of trouble finding it. But I had a nice drive in the Vette, without doubt. So I did some writing and, you know, just adding stuff that I don't talk about in podcasts, you know. And then came out here just for a drive, and I'm like, where do I eat? Now, I remember this place was really good. And I'm like, okay, I get a bit of a drive. And whatever I don't eat, I'll just have it packed up and that'll be for tomorrow, you know? So they don't have a patio or anything, but, you know, I get my top-down drive. So anyway, I'm enjoying it. They brought green chilies. The food is very good here. You know, so this is what families, you know, like a Pakistani or Indian family, they come out to have dinner and they discuss. Oh, they started with left-wing, right-wing parties and political correctness and something about wokeness, and they're making, you know, one of the daughters, the oldest daughter, is accusing the father of a fallacy. Which I think she's been studying logic. They start talking left-wing, right-wing, and he goes, I don't agree entirely with Jordan Peterson, but 90%. Oh my God. Nobody's ever heard of the Nutty Professor. Probably just as well. As I said, yeah, I mean, he's, you know, former psych profs, you know, Jungians, podcasters. They probably have done as many podcasts as him, but, you know, I have 10 viewers. He has 2.5 million, including everybody on the planet. Everybody. Families discussing Jordan Peterson. Can't believe it. Bye for now. Hello everybody. Had a good night, had a good morning. Still falls. Just, you know, it's just like a constant. But it's okay. I'm treating it just like white noise. It's just there. Nothing I can do about it except, you know, spend time with my kids, rechanneling. I'm coming out to town now to have, you know, lunch and maybe go to the art gallery, ride on the bus. So, you know, just to ignore the white noise is like a toothache. And I have one of those too, but thanks to all the candies I ate at the cinema the other day. It's a little better now, but, you know, anyway, so that's what's happening. Hello everybody, I'm here at Salad King. Big surprise. I was going to go to Sky Dragon for dim sum, and I haven't had the dim sum on the cart since before the pandemic. But then I'm like, dim sum I get at the all-you-can-eat places, and they bring it fresh, and, you know, it's not like sitting on the cart and stuff. So I'm like, you know, and it's just as good for me. So I'm like, I'm not sure how thinking that Sky Dragon is, you know. So, but this place, you know, I really like the food here, and I'm having green curry shrimp, potentially, but the raw hot sauce as well. Potentially, plus hot sauce. We got that hot sauce. We got a lot of hot sauces here. So, food here is excellent as always. I'm adding lots of hot sauces, and, you know, that's a lot of food. I'm just going to eat slowly, and then go to the curry. Pool is still there. It's going to be there for a while. Just have to kind of live through it. Anyway, bye for now. Okay, here at the art gallery again, and this exhibition was here last couple of times. A couple of pieces I do like in here, so I'll have a quick look around here. Then I'll go back up to the fourth and fifth floors. So anyway, bye for now. I had seen this one before, but they seem to be changing the footage. Either that or it's very, very long. So every time I see it, it's like there's different scenes. Hello everybody, here in front of the City Hall, and I got ice cream from the truck there. And it's shady here. It's a couple sitting here. I was just standing there, and they got up and said, "Oh, do you want to sit?" And I said, "No, I don't mean to rush you." But they're like, no, we're getting up anyway. So it was nice of them. A woman there who was taking extended footage and her phone, a pigeon. And, I guess maybe she's coming from a country where there don't have pigeons. Is there such a country? I don't know, maybe it was particularly cute pigeon, I don't know. There were a couple, and there was one, and she had 5 minutes of footage. Maybe she does podcasts, I'm going to do professional podcasts. Anyway, I don't think one of your pigeons. But you know what? There's all these people going to see the people hitting something with a stick. they call it some kind of game. They have it here. They got a bird mascot, and all these people are wearing those Blue Jays. I'm exaggerating slightly, but not much. I absolutely zero interest in any sports. I just don't see the point in it whatsoever. I see the point in slithering, but that's a different thing. Other people may not see a point in it, but I find it dangerous and expensive. But anyway, so all these people are going to go watch those overpaid humans hit a round thing with a bat. They're paying a lot of money and they're crawling up the sidewalks, and it's annoying. And they're also holding up traffic. There's a lot of traffic, so the bus is probably going to be late. Fucking baseball. Anyway, bye for now. Hello, everybody. Had a good night with the kids. Had a good morning. Agita is settled there, and both the babies are under the bed. One is there, and one is back there. You can see the eyes. So, had a good night. Had a good morning. Some pull last night, but better today. Every time I say that, I was getting in trouble. But I think the worst is over for now. But still, I'm going to rechannel, go see a movie, stuff like that. Anyway, from the four of us. Bye for now. It's hot out, but I'm wearing the jacket only because pocket for all my stuff. Anyway, bye for now. Hello, everybody. I just saw The Machine. Was better than Fast number 10. I mean, I didn't know this comedian or his shtick before. The movie was actually sort of funny at times. It passed the time. It was actually not all that bad. So, I'm now going, and I had some pizza, good stuff while I was watching it. And now I'm just going to go PetSmart, and then a bank, PetSmart, back to the kids. Bye for now. Hello, everybody. After the movie, I went to PetSmart and I bought some of those toppers, Lcee particularly likes these. The other two will eat it too, but they're a lot less fussy. Lcee these days won't eat any food unless it's mixed with this. Now, so I got these, and then I stopped at Sobeys and I get some snacks and stuff for myself. And I was passing by Dairy Queen, so I'm getting the... Now, this time, she didn't turn it all the way upside down. She did it like sideways. I can't demonstrate because if I do it sideways here, the whole thing it's already melted enough. So, but it's better than the full upside down, But then, technically, if they don't do it upside down, you're supposed to be able to, I mean, we never, ever, ever asked for it, I won't. And I can't even ask them not to turn it upside down because they have to. If they don't, then you get it for free. So, hello, everybody. It's just a little bit later, and Agita is very nicely settled there on the blankets, and both the babies are very comfortably settled here. The dining room. One baby's in the floor, and one baby's in the chair. It's very, very hot outside, but we've got the air conditioning on. So the kids are kind of in the sun, but it's cool. It's nice and cool. So, just a little bit of news. I remembered today is June the 1st. It's actually the 4th anniversary of my starting the podcasts. It was June the 1st, 2019, that I did the very first podcast, and I was in the studio with, professionally taped by my former student, who was a producer, and his friend who was a professional videographer. And we took 2 takes, and I had prepared for like 2 weeks, and notes and points and all of that stuff, and we didn't know how it was going to go. And I didn't realize that, the editor was going to put in images and find, book covers of authors I was mentioned, like William S. Burroughs, stuff like that. But, it was really quite something. It was the very first, that was 4 years ago today. And in this, the one I posted a couple of days ago was number 238, I think. So, now, the first 25 were professionally taped. The first 10, 15 were with my student and my former student and his friend, the professional video guy. And then the professional video guy left the country, and my former student, took over. And he did the taping as well as the producing. and we did that for a few episodes, but not as frequently. It was instead of once a week, once every 2 weeks, it was once every month, 2 months, 3 months. And then during the pandemic, I would tape, and then I learned how to do it on the laptop and just send it to him, and then he would add the images and edit and all of that. And then I learned how to do it myself. He taught me actually first on the laptop, and how to upload onto YouTube, and then I learned how to do it on this thing, so that I can edit and splice together. And I started taping when I was eating out and washing the car and stuff like that, and at the house. So I think about the first 30 or so, or 30, 35, were professionally edited, or semi-professionally edited, but the remaining 200 amateur myself, just on my laptop and now on my phone. Remember, those of you, the very few who've been following them all along, the early ones that I taped myself, I used to grab the kids and have them, the babies, and they used to wriggle on my lap, sitting there in the dining chair. So that was about 3 years ago. And then that's the other anniversary coming up in 5 days. The third anniversary of bringing the babies home. Now, their birthdays, I think, are May the 5th, and I've already celebrated that. Now, June the 5th was the day I actually brought them home. Supposedly, I think we all knew that. My friend knew that, the shelter coordinator, and I pretty much knew that there is no way, if I get babies, if I get kittens, there's no way I'm ever going to let anybody else ever take them. But ostensibly, when I got them, I was supposed to be fostering them for 6 weeks, and then they'd be adopted. And I mean, the second they came home, they knew that they were home. I knew that they were home. Agita knew that they were home. It just took her 2 years or 3 years to admit it, but to finally acknowledge them. But so that's coming up. That's our first, and then their actual adoption anniversary is July, I think, the 20th. So 2 days after my my own birthday. And we knew all along. I mean, from the first day, second day, I started saying, you know what, I don't think I'm going to be giving these ones back. So they call that foster filling. So I made it quite clear that there was a good chance I'm going to foster fill. And then I just confirmed it like a week or two later. I said, there's no way I'm ever giving up. These are my kids. I'm foster filling. So then we started, preparing for that, and you can't adopt them until after they've been fixed. So the legal adoption happened 2 days after they were fixed, which was just after my own birthday. So that was like 3 years ago. So we got their coming home anniversary in their foster anniversary, and they didn't. And I was just looking at my entries from then. When they first came home, they had their milk names. They were called Chris and Cross, So and then a couple of days later, it was pretty clear I was keeping them. I came up with their own names like just a couple of days later, and then the nickname is the Mayhem Twins. So and then. The actual adoption anniversary was just after my own birthday 3 years ago. Now, that was a long stretch of sobriety, too. I was so sober from January of 2020, and the pandemic helped, and then fostering and adopting the babies helped. So I made it like 19.5 months from January 2020 to January 2020 up to October 2021. And that's been like the cycles, the 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 2 months, 2 weeks, sometimes, or not really 2 weeks. It's more like the six to 8 weeks, but sometimes there'll be a multiple binge. So it'll be like one, and then 2 days later another, and then 2-3 days later another, But this last one was just a single round. It was one, after 6 weeks. Hello everybody, I'm here at Spoon and Fork. I was very indecisive, and I was thinking where to go, and then I almost didn't go anywhere, and then I'm like going, and I had a little bit of a pull this morning. So I'm like, I might as well go feed it something. So I got a spoon and fork, and then I'm like going, I don't know if I want to overeat. It's a little bit more expensive on Fridays, not that big a deal. And then I thought, okay, I'll go to Blue West Village, and I took the Corvette and the hood up. Couldn't find parking. People were honking at me, and I was like, and the place I wanted to go, the Thai place, they don't have the patio yet. So then I thought I might go to Montana's by the airport, and I can have soup and sandwich light. I'm driving towards the airport, and there's traffic on the QW, and I'm in the Corvette, and I'm like going, saw the exit for Kipling, and I'm like, why don't I just go to my first choice? I ended up having the ice cream as dessert, like swirl, chocolate and vanilla, and then I ordered 3 at first. I really liked them, and they're really small mango puddings. Should I take before I eat them all? They were really good. So I but it really was just like a custard, and then they have a little squirt of mango pulp on top, And I'd ordered 3, and then I'm like, oh, it was the 4th anniversary of the podcast, so there should be 4 mango puddings. My friend told me, my friend told me that server was laughing at the 4. They're small. I mean, but I did order 4. But my friend told me, my local cat registry friend, I told her about, yesterday was the 4th anniversary of my podcast. And she was like going, oh, 4th anniversary should be like fruit as a gift. And, she said, maybe you could have had some tomatoes. I had bread and cheese yesterday for late supper. So she said, maybe you could have had a tomato for a fruit component. So for today, I'm like, okay, so this is a celebration of 4 years of podcast. I'm going to have a fruit, component. So mango's a fruit. But it was a tiny little, it's not even a real mango. It's a little bit of that pulpy thing that comes out of a can, and they just put a little squirt of it on top of it. Hello everybody, it's the next day. Look, all the kids are nearby. I'm working on a journal entry, and it's about 7 o'clock in the evening, but it's been a good day because I exchanged some very nice texts with my local cat rescuer friend, and then I got the formal wedding invitation to a friend of mine who's getting married next month or July, which I'm really looking forward to, and so I RSVP'd that, and so it was a good day. I'm looking forward to attending my friend's wedding. He's very important to me, and as a fiance, soon to be wife. So I've even said that I would wear a tie, but it has to be an orange tie because Puss. Like a Puss is an orange cat. Anyway, so that's what's happening, and because of all of this, the pool was less today. There's a distraction. So now I'm going to get ready. Finish the entry. I'm going to get ready and head out in the Vette. See if the car show meet thing parking lot is on tonight. I think it starts in June, but I'm not sure. And then something to eat. I don't know. Maybe not the same Indian place. So it was very good, but we'll see. I'll see what I feel like eating. Have a little drive, and then get back to the kids and just relax. So far so good. And then tomorrow edit and post. So from the 4 of us, bye for now. Well, still no car meet at the Canadian Tire. So either they're just not having them anymore, or they're having them earlier in the day, or, they don't have them until July. I thought I saw that they were having them in June, so maybe they're earlier in the day. They used to be in the evening, but maybe they've made it an afternoon thing. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I hardly spend any time in there anyway. I don't talk to anyone. I just park my car, look at a couple of other cars, and then leave. So plan B is to go eat. So I'm here at Chalet. But the interesting thing is that they have a couple of vegetarian options now, which they didn't used to. Well, here I am, the vegetarian pot pie. It's interesting, but it's not really a pie because there's no actual crust in this thing. What they do is they just bring the sauce thingy, and then there's just this big crusty thing on top. I don't know, do they do that with chicken pot pie as well? Or I always thought it was like a proper pie with the crust all the way down. And this is kind of hard to break off this thing. It's just like a big doughy thing at the top. The taste is actually quite good. And she brought me the first bottle of Tabasco, there was like that much in it. And she said, is that going to be enough for you? And I said, no, it isn't. So I finished that, and then she brought me another one, which is not, and she asked me this time, is this going to be enough for you? And I said, this time it should be enough, Now, I got the big potato. The thing is good. It's tasty. I'm not sure about this. It's like a big piece of bread stuck on top of it. So I'm going to have to cut it with a knife. Hello, everybody. We've got Agita there. One of the babies there. One of the babies here. And had a very good night with the kids. I did some more reading. I read some more Murakami, starting to get back into it. And had a good night with the kids. Babies on the bed. Agita near the bed. And in the morning, playtime. Fed the kids. And now I've been debating whether I want to go out or I want to stay home or I want to go for brunch. And there's a sort of auto show. There was one in Guelph, classic cars, but you have to pre-register. And it's already filled up, so I would just go as a spectator and have to park the Corvette somewhere and, and just go look at cars. And I'm not that keen on that. I'm not even keen on taking the Corvette to show it. I mean, I do occasionally. And I get people comment on it whenever I'm driving anyway, parking lots and wherever. The valets here say, I don't really need to take it to car shows. And it's in really good condition, but it's not really show quality. There's a couple of scratches at the front, and I haven't cleaned my alloy wheels properly. They're quite dirty. So it's not really a show car as such. I use it. I use it not to go shopping, but for cruising. And, good to have ice cream and, just to drive it around. So today I was thinking, rather than that, there's a car show up in Barrie. It's at the college, Georgian College. I went to it like 14 years ago, I think, with my dad. And it's a program that they have for students who go there and they went to, they teach people how to become dealers. It's quite an interesting program, So, and they organize the show every year, and they haven't for the past 4 years, the pandemic and stuff. But when I went like a long time ago, it was a pretty good show for a student show. There were probably more brands represented than at this year's actual auto show in Toronto. So, it might be interesting. And they have some EVs, you can line up and drive them. This time it'll be outside rather than inside. So I don't know. I've got dressed. I think I am. Yeah, rather than just sit around on the sofa and be a lazy cat, I might as well. And then the next thing is, do I take a Corvette or do I take, S430? And if I'm going to be driving with the hood up, I might as well just take the S430. I'm just going to be parking in the parking lot, along with the other cars. But then I'm like, it's not all that hot. I just checked. It's like 16, 17 degrees. So it'd be a very nice day for a top-down drive, not too hot. And legitimately, I'm allowed to use the Corvette for, it's collector's car insurance, but you can use it for going on cruises. You can use it for, taking it between where you store it and where you live, which is what I do from there to here. And you can take it just to drive around. You're not supposed to take it to work. I don't work, so it doesn't work. And it's sort of a hello, everybody. I did actually make it out of the condo. I'm going, it's such a nice day. And if I see the car show, fine. If not, I just have to drive. So I'm going to head up that way. I'll probably see it. It's only $10. And I'll just walk around a bit, see some of the cars, even though I don't really like the new cars. But it's mainly for a drive. And it's very nice. It's about 20 degrees. A little warmish because of the sun, but it's 20, 21 degrees. It's very, very nice. So, I got a Beyond sandwich from Starbucks because Tim Hortons doesn't have it anymore. And the girl was going, oh, you know what, you're not getting any drink? And I go, I only drink Coca-Cola, which is not really true, but I didn't want to say I much prefer Tim Hortons coffee to Starbucks. So, French vanilla isn't really coffee, but whatever it is. So, and then she's like going, oh, I love Coca-Cola. It's just so delicious. And I go, it used to contain the real sugar. She had no clue. She's like, what are you talking about? She goes, I said, it used to contain cocaine. And she goes, cocaine? I go, yeah, it used to. I said, 100 years ago, not now. It's kind of funny. Anyway, so I'm on the highway 400, and there's a Tim Hortons on the this service center thing, drive-through. So I'm lining up. Anyway, I get my muffin and coffee. Bye for now, and then I'll go to the Georgian College. I'll see what it's like there, and I'll probably see the auto show. See what the parking is like and everything. Anyway, bye for now. Everybody, change of plans. After I got my muffin and my coffee, I was get back on the highway, and it felt like the car didn't have the power it had just a little bit before. And I'm giving the gas, and it's still running. And I'm looking at the gauges, and I've destroyed 2 cars already for driving them when I should have stopped. The Porsche and the BMW, the old BMW. So, but I don't see the temperature gauge is showing. This car actually shows you the temperature of the coolant is 95, which I think is normal. And if if the car overheats, there's a warning light that comes on. And I checked the oil just the other day, and the oil pressure, I think the gauge it's showing 265. I don't know if that's good or bad, but if there was a problem with the oil, it would probably say. It's relatively sophisticated, warning system for a very old car. It's got a computer thing, so it's still running, but it just felt like losing power. So I'm hoping it's something simple, like a spark plug. It just happened suddenly. It needs, So if I thought it was something like oil or coolant, I would have just pulled over and had it towed because I made that mistake. But it's running, and the gauges are okay. So I turned around, and then I got some traffic, and then I came. I said, okay, let's take the shortest route off the highway. There's a lot of traffic on highways today because Don Valley is closed for some marathon or something, or Lakeshore, something. A whole bunch of shit is closed. So I said, okay, I might as well just go straight down Black Creek and Keel. So as I'm coming this way, I have to pass the passport. This is the one where I used to volunteer at the adoption center as a driver. So I said, I might as well stop and get some food for the kids and give the car a little break, do a little rest, and just see if it starts again. If it doesn't start, then I get it towed from here. But I think it'll start. I mean, it's just, I have everybody in back home. Agita's there, and one baby's there, and one baby's there. I got back from the PetSmart, and it felt like there were a little bit less power than usual, and but there were no lights on, there were no warnings, there's nothing flashing, and I think the oil level is okay. I think the antifreeze is okay, should be, because the antifreeze gauge is showing normal. So I don't know. I gave it to the valet anyway. It was driving okay. I said, see what you think when you park it. Is it misbehaving, or is it just normal muffler and normal power? I think there's less power. I have a feeling it could be spark plugs. That's the easiest and cheapest explanation. So I'm kind of hoping that's what it is. I'll show it tomorrow. But I got back, and the engine didn't blow up or anything. So I guess the auto show wasn't meant to be. I just had a bit of a drive, came back, and hope the Corvette is okay. We'll get it checked out tomorrow. So I guess Plan B is just going to relax with the kids, maybe work on editing and posting, go for a little walk. So I didn't have a drive. Well, I had half a drive. So maybe just a little walk by the lake. There's also humans, but I don't have to talk to them. So I can just go sit by the water for a bit and then come back. And then edit and post. And I got leftover vegetarian pot pie from yesterday, so I didn't even have to, go get food. So that's what's going to happen, I think. I'm just going to relax with the kids and edit and post. And I was joking with my friend because she and her husband are big comedy show fans, and they were familiar with the Bert Chrysler or whatever his name is a comedian. I don't follow comedians and stuff, but apparently he's quite famous. And I saw the movie with him, The Machine. It's kind of sort of funny. I don't know. It was okay. There was some humor in it. But his shtick is he always takes off his shirt. And he takes it off during his comedy routines, and he kept taking it off in the movie. And he's not, he's got a belly. He's a bit overweight, and he's not, it's not really, not really the kind of physique where people usually take off their shirts, and, like show off their body. So, but that's his shtick, So I was joking with my friend, and my friend was like sent me the original stand-up routine that he did. It's on YouTube. So some of it was included in the movie. So I was joking. I was like going, when I do my concluding comments or my ego chair talk, maybe I should take off my shirt. And but I said, if I do that, I'm going to lose the 55 viewers that I have. I'm up to 56 now. So, hello everybody. It's now later in the day, and we've got one baby very, very comfortably settled there in the playpen with the flap open. We've got the other baby nicely settled there, behind the sofa. And we've got Agita nicely settled there. on the blankets, and notice she's facing that way. She's ignoring her father and her brother. So this is kind of back to normal for Agita. Now I did not go for a walk. I did not go for ice cream. I just kind of relaxed here with the kids, and it's nice and cool in here. And I just want to make some comments and then edit and post. So, on the whole, I suppose it was an okay week. The pull was fairly strong earlier in the week, right after the last podcast. It was pretty strong earlier in the week. I don't know if I emphasized that in the footage, but it was, but I made it, the pushes held, and it helped that we had the anniversary of the podcasts, which I talked about, 4 years of podcasts, and then, the anniversary of bringing the babies home, when, I actually brought them as fosters and then adopted, but the anniversary of their coming home, that's tomorrow. So that will be the 3rd anniversary of babies, coming home, and then in July will be the 3rd anniversary of actually formally adopting them. So that was the 3rd anniversary of babies coming home. Is coming up tomorrow, and the 4th year anniversary of podcasts was earlier in the week, and then the positive, the text with friends, the kids, obviously, the eating out, all of those things, they got me through the week, and yesterday's very positive news. I won't even say which friend, but a good friend is getting married. And again, I want to provide anonymity and all of that stuff, and but it's a very happy occasion, a good friend, and I'm very happy for him and his fiance. So, and that's something for me to really look forward to. I haven't been to a wedding in close to 20 years now, so I'm starting to prepare for it, and I have to go find a tie and stuff like that. I'm thinking of an orange tie because that's kind of an homage to Puss. So, and speaking of homages, I was joking about the comedian who does his stand-up with his shirt off, and I'm not going to do that. I was kidding my friend about that, and I was like, I haven't yet heard back from my friend going, no, keep your shirt on. But that's his trademark, Bert Chrysler. So anyway, it was not all that bad a movie. It was good. So I just want to say, on the whole, an okay week. Earlier in the week, the pulls were strong, but there's lots of distractions, particularly later in the week, and lots of cruising in the car with the down, and going out to eat. One of the things I wanted to comment on was that I've been trying to find car shows to go to, even though it's not really. I used to go to them some time ago. I used to actually belong to a car club out in the country. My neighbor belonged to it and introduced me to some people, and there are lots of car shows out there, the more formal ones and informal ones. And I've been trying to go to the informal one here, but the timings, I think they've shifted the venue, and then the formal ones you have to book in advance, and I hadn't done that. And then I tried to go to the one today, and then I thought that the Corvette wasn't performing properly, and I didn't want to take the risk of driving all the way out to Barrie, so I turned around and came back. It reminded me actually of a movie. One time was one of my favorite movies of all time, by the director Louis Buñuel, and it's called The Discrete Charm of the Bourgeoisie. And in it, there are these bourgeois people who are trying to go out to have dinner, but their plans keep getting thwarted. I mean, and they go to one place, and the restaurant owner has just died, and he's lying on the table, and the staff is like, going, no, we'll feed you, and they're all crying, and they're like going, no, we don't want to eat here. And then something else happens, and then one of them's a drug dealer, and then the police come, and they keep not being able to get, their meals in these fancy restaurants. And it just keeps happening and happening, sort of like by trying to go to car shows, and it's not happening. And I suppose, the whole car show thing and taking for the sports, classic sports car to a thing, that's pretty bougie, that's pretty bourgeoisie. So anyway, so the discrete charm of the bourgeoisie, I haven't seen that movie in years. So now, that was one thing I wanted to mention. The change during the week was also sort of reflected in the dreams. I'm not going to work on them here. I'm not seeing my analyst anymore. So I just scan my own dreams. And of course, I still write them down. I type them up in the morning. And earlier in the week, they did reflect the pulse. I mean, there were dreams about wanting to party and trying to set something up. And then there was one about some dangerous people and, sort of a Bond villain called the Jackal. And there are more details to that I won't talk about. And then there was one about going to teach. And even though I haven't actually taught in a university setting in over 10 years now, I still have these. It's like the student exam dreams. I have the teaching dreams. And I was not prepared. In the dream, I was not prepared I suddenly realized I had to go teach a class. And I went and I just winged it. I didn't have the outlines or anything. It was the first class. And I winged it. And afterwards, the student said, it worked out pretty well. You just need to relax a little bit more, And then there was one about the house that I grew up in. My former analyst used to call these dreams, the complex. I'm not going to talk about that, but that's that's a recurring dream. So I had that this morning. So on the whole, I mean, there was the dream sort of reflected the shift during the week as well. And right now, as I said, the polls have been, every time I say this, it bites me, but the polls have been a little lower over the last couple of days. I mean, the happy news of getting an invite to my friend's wedding, and then, text exchange with friends, and, the time with the kids, and getting back into reading the Murakami again, back to Murakami, which I read last night, and then cruising in the Corvette, trying to find a car show and not being able to. There's a discrete charm of bourgeoisie thingy. So, we're kind of counting again. So it's 10 days clear, It is 10 days clear. And one of these days I will sit in the ego chair and actually, discuss dreams and stuff, the kind of thing I used to do in sessions. And the tent is still there, Cirque du Soleil. There's only a couple of weeks left, and I drove past there today. The parking alone is $35, which, is walking distance for me. That's an incentive to go see it because, I save $35. I just walk there. So there's only 2 weeks, and, then I'll have to book and that whole online thing. Maybe I should go and see if there is a box office, an actual box office. But we'll see, there's not much time left. Got the boats are out and the people ski-doing or sea-doing, whatever you call that. You got humans walking around and people picnicking. That's from that building's picnic area. Ours is at the back. So, on the whole, so far so good, 10 days clear, little bit less full. Let's just see if we can keep this up, So just, one day at a time, kids, and all the other pushes, the car, and I'm probably going to make a day trip during the week. I have to cut the grass, and I will drop the Corvette. I'll get it checked out, and I'll drop it, and I'll bring back the Mini. So that's what's been happening. So from the four of us, we've got Agita there. One brother climbing very close to her, and she's kind of looking at her. She was facing that way, so he's approaching her from that side, and of course she gets up, So, and then we've got the other baby here. So from one baby, he's learning from his sister. He's facing away. So you get one baby there, we get the other baby there, and we got Agita there. So, from the four of us, okay, bye for now. See you next podcast.